Alright, hello, welcome ladies and gentlemen, here it's SK versus NiP, and the match got started very quickly. Players were impatient, they just wet the match live, and we're just getting into Freiburg headshotting Magic Boy. We're gonna call him that similar tonight, aren't we?
Is that who I think it is?
Yeah, Magic Boy. Right, so we're here playing the ESL ESEA Pro League, and good times have been had already. Hellraisers got beat up a fair bit by Envy, who are going to be playing later tonight against this very team that's probably going to be beat up by NiP, which is SK. They have two pretty hard matches tonight against two separate teams. So we'll see how they do. They're going to start off on Mirage, which is good. I feel like it's been such a long time since I've seen Mirage. It's just me. I feel like I don't see that map very much these days.
Yeah, there's like this whole event that happened last week, Anders, and we saw a lot of the last map that we were on Cobblestone. Haven't really seen too much of this map.
Yeah.
I'm kind of sad that NiP have changed up all of their icons as well.
Ooh. That was a big double hit with a deagle though, and you're right, NiP have changed it out a little bit. Get right here, but Freeze and Moddy, and there's going to be a double for Moddy, picking it up here. 2 kills happening, and 2 for Magic Boy, so pretty good job. I mean, this lineup, we keep talking about it, and they keep having very, very similar issues, which is the fact that they have like this core, which seems to be a Cillian, Freeze, and Cadian, I guess, right? But then, like, Magic Boy and Moddy is like in and out. Nobody knows what he wants or how he's doing. It's all very confusing.
We need to work on your oval drawing skills, Anders. Those are some pretty wonky ovals. I was gonna say. Yeah, okay.
It's the mouse, all right? It's
okay, so the mouse is what makes you drop potatoes.
Yeah.
I gotcha.
I can't help it. Well, over at this A-bomb site, SK trying to see if they can hold on here after picking up a bit of an upsetting ground, and Moddy picking up 2 kills there. Freeze with a shot on Get Right, and there will be a triple kill for Moddy, who takes no damage, and all with a UMP. That was a solid defense.
That was actually fairly good work. Force buy from NiP as well, so SK Gaming, they're going to be able to keep building that money. Moddy, if he keeps getting kills like that with the UMP, he's already up at 7 grand. So money's going to start getting pretty interesting over on the SK Gaming side. I could see SK Gaming being able to give us a bit of an interesting show on this map right now. They don't have anything to lose in this league. They're dead last in the league. 2-15 is their scoreline so far in the group. NiP, though, they you know, odds are pretty slim now of them making the LAN. So they're sitting at a 9-9 record. They got 26 round difference, but it's still going to be a pretty long slog for them. They desperately need this win versus SK, and they basically need to have a clean sweep throughout the rest of the group. So right now, pretty standard fare so far. Magic Boy having a Magic Boy. Magisk. How did you say it again? Magisk?
I'm not going to say it again.
Magisk. How did you say it, Anders?
Sun. Oh, what a shot from Freiburg. I mean, it doesn't really help them to win the round, but it just looked beautiful.
Yeah, there was a guy on B who did really well. What was his name, Anders?
I'm gonna get slowly cheated into doing it.
Well, slowly. I mean, you could just end the pain right now and say it.
I'm not gonna. It's ridiculous.
Just say the word.
You can't. This is a new rule.
Anders, just say the word.
No, I'm not gonna do it. If you're a Counter-Strike player out there and you're don't mix like languages. If you want to be called like Magic Boy, then go all English or go all Danish. If you'd done that, I would have been like, all right.
But
can't change things up.
So what's his name?
Magisk.
Magisk
Boy. It sounds ridiculous.
I'm totally saying that now. You know what? It's like when I try to pronounce Kierby, you know, like Kierby or whatever. Everybody's like, you sound so pretentious, Semler. Why are you trying to pronounce his name that way? Yeah, get ready, boys. Magisk Boy.
All right. Well, for a moment here, we're actually stuck in the smoke, which is a bug that happens every once in a while. Fairly rare, but it does still occur sometimes. And we're in the 5th round here with NiP trying to see if they can get back in after losing the 2nd round. They won the pistol, but then it kind of spun a bit out of control. Cillian moving in here through jungle, picking up a bit of damage there and taking down Alu as well. Headshot on Forest. Good job here from Cillian, taking down 2. Freiburg and Exist. They're going to get the bomb plant, but how much more? Seems like they're in a bit of a hard spot right now.
Some would say they're in a bit of a pickle. And SK actually have all of the utility to make this retake pretty easy for themselves. They've got double incendiaries, couple of smokes, some flashes. They just need to avoid taking bullets to the face. So Freiburg opens up strong there, takes out Freeze. Still, 1v2 situation for him. He gets faced by both players, and Exist gives away his position fairly early on and falls to Magisk Boy. So, very nice retake there in the end by SK Gaming. NiP will get the plant, so they have the bonus money. But SK Gaming get the round.
I'm going to be so tilted by that, I can't even focus on anything else.
Are you really good? Are you going to like start messaging Get Right, like buy an op and drop a decoy?
Yeah.
Buy Zeus every round.
Yeah, get the Zeus home. That was a great round. Good pick up there, 2 versus 2. NiP were in a bit of an awkward spot, but it kind of worked out anyway. Do you like pickles, Sumner?
Pickles are good, man. Pickles
you like
with
pickles?
burgers. Yeah, man.
Nah, I can't
They always
do
give
it.
you that pickle wedge, you know? A little bit of the tart with the nice savory burger.
I usually go like no pickles, no onions, but like double cheese or something.
Yeah, you see, bro. Finer things in life. You know, the thing is, though, Anders, it's all about the journey, right? I haven't given up on you yet. We'll make it there.
We'll get the pickles in somehow.
Oh, yes.
There needs to be more burgers with like garlic involved. That's what I think.
Oh, boy. Cadian, you're in a bit of an awkward spot.
Well, they're all coming for him, and I think he actually, if he had kept firing, maybe could have got that kill on Freiburg coming in, or Forest, sorry, but not going to happen. Get Right charging in, and they lose Maggie's boy, who was also in that bomb site. Modi and Freeze are left here, and what's really weird about these two players is they actually have like a decently high ceiling, but they just seem to be so inconsistent, like the kind of inconsistency you get if you don't actually play the game all that much. You just show up every once in a while to play, so I wish I could see a little bit more here. Modi going down, nice shot from Alu, and now it's all up to Freeze. He can't really make it in. He was hoping for an opening, not going to get it. They even hear him run away, and you can tell Forest, he's creeping back. He wants to steal that AWP away. Freeze and Forest, by the way, he used to play on the team in the past as well. So, yeah, some old teammates there. Very long time ago.
Bit of the Dane-Swede mix.
Yeah.
That was with Modi as well, wasn't it?
I think Modi was in that team, yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, you've got that Swedish-Danish going already, you know, which is why, you know, Schneider and Dignitas, that could have definitely happened. It could have been real. We've seen it in the past.
Some potential there.
I mean, it is pretty impressive. You have to, you know, tip your fedora when, you know, Danes and Swedes, so many years of bloodshed between the two, can actually still get along these days.
They figure it out after all. Yeah, that's true. Oh, grenade right in the face of Exist there. Pretty nicely done, but now Modi's going to have a lot to see to. Good counter Molotovs coming out here. Get Right still going to win that fight. Modi going down, and now is Cillian all the way at the back of the, or in the middle of the side here, trying to see if he can make it work. Freiburg also taking down Freeze, and Cadian comes in to help out, and Cillian charging out. Pretty good job there. Cadian with a double kill. That was pretty good. Once Cadian gets up from back here, that's a communication thing, right? Cillian is back here, so if Cadian just charges in and Cillian isn't ready for it, it could be a bad scenario, but they should have both end up peaking at the same time. Pretty good job on their part there.
Yeah, and it's almost all part of the plan, really. They win one round, they let NiP win one round, and then they crush them in the next one. SK Gaming maintain their economy. They still have 3 guys with very good money, and NiP get reset to pistols. So it's not going to get any easier here for the Swedes. I mean, realistically speaking, they only really need 5 to 6 rounds for it to be a decent T-half. So if they can get 5 rounds, 6 rounds, it's going to be looking good for the Ninjas. But SK right now, they've got everything they need to just lock the Swedes out of this map. They have a solid economy, they've got the momentum, and clearly NiP are struggling.
Well, we're still living in that day of age where nobody really knows what's happening with NiP or how they're going to show up. It could be the NiP that show up and destroy TSM in a quarterfinals and have the Danes crying all over the place, or it could be the NiP that then lose to Na'Vi in the semifinals and everyone's really sad.
I think SK are going to be doing their best to show what Danes are truly capable of, Anders. You know, the sham that we saw in the quarterfinals of the major.
Just trying to make up for it.
Yeah, that's never going to happen again.
Never say never, right?
Never go full Moses, is that what you're saying?
Never go full Moses. Unless we're talking about tequila, of course. In that case, definitely go full Moses.
What happened that night?
Oh, nobody really remembers, actually. That's part of the magic of tequila. Freeze picking up a quad kill and also landing himself at 11-1 and 3 was a round where there was just pistols and no armor on the Chariot side. It's not really too interesting, but still 6-2. And, I mean, pretty good job here from SK. I am impressed. I think this would be the sort of match that I would kind of expect at NiP in almost any sort of shape, to kind of just show up and stomp on them. Like, that's my expectation. So the fact that that's not happening, obviously, is good news.
It's good news if you're an SK or a Dane fan.
Yeah.
You know, if you're a NiP fan, you're going to be railing at the heavens if NiP lose this map, because that pretty much tombs any chance they have of making the LAN. So we have to see. It's not over yet. NiP, they still have a slim chance, and so if they can hold on to it here, keep their cool, get over onto that CT side. I think that's going to be the time to shine for NiP, getting onto that CT side. T side, you know, it's a bit willy-nilly right now, but so far in this round, they've made it interesting. As I say that, though, SK Gaming, they bring it back to a man advantage for themselves. So 3-on-4 situation. Bomb not going to get planted. It gets denied. And now a 2-on-4. And while SK, they have everything they need here to get the job done and lock this round down.
Wow, Louis going to have to get both kills. Magic Boy coming around the corner, but too many people there. Freeze to pick up one more double kill and get right. If the bomb had been down, there would have been a very slim chance. But with the bomb not down, I don't see him making it out of this corner. Cadian will take him out. And that's going to be 7-2. And no bomb plant means almost no money here for NiP. Bit of a tricky position.
Yeah, it's going to be a quasi-buy for them. They'd be bonkers to actually go for a force in this kind of scenario. So has to be just a couple of pistols picked up, maybe some nades to facilitate things.
Yeah.
And, well, SK, at the same time, they've got 11,000 on Cadian, 8,000, and 9,000. Like, their money is very solid right now. This is ideal. This is an ideal scenario for SK Gaming. If they break NiP in the next round, if they manage to stop NiP from getting anything done with the rifles, SK could just they could skip their way to a very comfortable end to this first half. You know, skip a little bit of a hop and a jump as well. No nades for NiP though.
Roll right in.
Row right in.
Do a barrel roll into the second half. You're right. Alu going to be picking up a headshot. Freiburg around the corner. It's just pistols. There's not even any armor, and they still get both the entries over at the B bomb side. It's unforgivable here on the side of SK. That shouldn't be happening, but those pistols are very good, and see if they can actually bring it back here. Great pop flash. Forrest didn't see it coming and didn't see the follow-up either, but Get Right's going to win that fight. They stole one of the M4s here, and Modi and Freeze, yeah, they're making their way back. They can't fight this.
Man, losing on an anti-eco as well, SK. It's the Caster Kerr standards. I gave him too much credit. I expected too much.
Well, we were getting all caught up in it. We're ready.
Yeah, the momentum there really favoring SK. Kind of curious where it all broke apart. I think it was Alu leading in with a P250, and he opens up with the kill. So, very odd situation. This is actually going to make life a little bit more difficult now for SK because they're going to have to tap into their bank pretty severely here. And also, NiP get a bit of a break. They save 3 rifles. So that's a lot of money that NiP saves, so it means that going forward here, if the round loss bonus keeps building for NiP, they should be able to just keep on force buying every single round now. They have a little bit more of a cushion. I'm really surprised to see Alu not going to the AWP, actually. He had 4,800. So, interesting decision there. No aggressive opping from the Finn.
Especially on this particular map, which is one of the maps that he actually does hold really well on. Freiburg shot in the face by the AWP of Freeze, and Modi looking maybe to try and see PK in apartments here. Doesn't find anyone, but still very good information. I mean, if he keeps pushing, once he gets to like this stage here in T-spawn, he'll know a lot about what's going on here. So just keep an eye on Modi in this corner and see what's going on. Magic Boy going to be taken down. Get Right putting up a smoke as well while they are making their way in the middle. Actually, Freeze picking up that 1 kill there just before the smoke lands. So now it's on Alu and Exist here to try and do something. And just to check back in with Modi again, he knows exactly what's happening at this point.
Yeah, we see the full rotation coming out from SK based off that information. They've picked them out of mid. They haven't seen anybody over on A side, so they have 4 players, soon to be 5, just ready to collapse on that B site. And Modi gets the backstab on Alu as well. So that's going to force Exist into an unwinnable situation. He gets roasted alive in the end. And SK Gaming, it's the same exact scenario. NiP, they win a round, they lose a round. But at least in that last round, they had the 3 guns. So we're going to see that impact now. What that means is that Alu can go for the AWP in this round. They can't afford to get 3 rifles, and then it'll just be pistols for the others. Unless Exist wants to just go Galil Kevlar, and that's what he's going to do.
8 and 3. Alu getting the close spawn to middle, so he's going to run straight in there, trying to see if he can catch Freeze, and he will. Just the spawn determining more or less who wins that fight in the middle, at least this time around. Really good job here on the Finnish side now. Cadian holding close on Catwalk. Got to be careful. 1 peeking out. He's going to win that first fight. He's going to win the second fight in Forrest and Freiburg. You know, we were talking about the coordination and timing on Envy earlier. This time they're just trying to run in one at a time, you know.
Yeah, and you saw that, actually. That's a very good point that you make. You have a very clear one from A Apartments on Cobblestone. When Kenny and Apex, when they peak together, it's literally just as one unit. Like, Apex leads, but then Kenny's right there with him, and so you're facing 2 guys nearly instantly. You can really see the differences that, well, they mean without make it possible for you to win a round or lose it. Boop. Nice shot there by Exist, though. He brings it back to a 2-on-2, but then Asilian's in position in kitchen.
Yeah, it's a bit of a shame because those kind of timings really make a big difference in a round like this one. Get Right now in a lot of trouble. 1 versus 2. It's about 40 seconds left. He's got the bomb picked up here. But once he punches in those numbers, I mean, they're going to get closer. They've got 2 Molotovs as well. It's going to make life pretty difficult for him. He's now trapped in this corner. Wherever he walks out, he's probably going to walk into somebody here. Got the good angle there on Muddy, but still going to get shot down. That's going to make it another round here for SK. But that kind of peak here, I mean, I think it was Forrest coming out first, right? And then Freiburg right behind him. So, I mean, what's really unfortunate is that if they do that double peak, they take out KD, and that probably cracks open that B-bomb side and works out. But instead, it was more like, you know, one guy asking, "Are we ready?" and the other guy still tying his shoes in the background.
I think Freiburg was actually focused on catwalk or on connector still.
Because
he's just thrown a smoke into connector to block it off. He's probably still looking to see if anybody's going to push through that smoke, and then Force is like manning up and saying, "Okay, I'm going to take the fight." And Freiburg's, you know, a split second behind him because he's probably still focused over on connector. So maybe a little miscommunication there on NiP's side as far as the timing is concerned. Which is always a weird thing as well, because this team used to be just godlike with the communication, with the timing. It was like a sixth sense that they had.
Oh, KD, and gonna pick up the 3rd kill as well. You are right, of course. That used to be one of their strengths. I mean, that kind of hive mind style. NiP used to be masters of it, but now, maybe not so much. And this round quickly shot down by KD and coming up with a triple kill. Freeze on 16 as well. They're looking really good. Nobody from NiP even dipping into the double digits so far. And Forrest is bottom fragging.
Yeah. Sorry, Alex.
Are you ready though?
No, not really. You gamble, you take risks. That's what happens. I mean, yeah, Forrest, man, what is going on with Forrest? He's also, if I'm not mistaken, he's the one calling right now for NiP, so that might be it as well. Might be wearing down on him a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, that's obviously it can be very distracting, obviously. So I will kind of give him a little bit of room to work with in that sense. Good double kill for Muddy to start off this round with, going for a triple, in fact, hitting that headshot and even spotting out Exist up here, who's now in an awful position.
Exist nearly getting the job done there, though. Drops Freeze fairly low, but a 1v4 situation. Attempting some weird flashes there, but yeah, not quite. He needs to ask Pronax for a tip. They actually live in the same city up north, along with Devilwalk. They're all the 3 of them have been friends for quite some time. I know that like Exist and Devil were good friends.
That's true. Yeah. I mean, you get the feeling generally that like northern Sweden, everything is a bit more tight knit. You know, like those towns up there are like, you know.
Yeah, I'd like to visit.
Everyone knows everyone kind of thing.
It's where you know there's that weird freaky thing that they do where, you know, if they agree with you, instead of saying yes I agree or yes or something, it's like, you know, they breathe in. That's actually a thing. That's a way, you know, so everybody's just going around going like, and that means yes, or that means I agree, I concur.
That says so much about, you know, like Swedish interaction. Like, just like, how can we avoid actually like talking to each other at all? Just you know, leave it down to like just the sound.
That's crazy, man. It blows my mind.
I love it. Well, it's the 15th round coming up, but what we're witnessing is pretty shocking. Like I said earlier, I was fully expecting to be watching my fellow Danes getting crushed and destroyed by NiP. That can still happen, but it's not happening right now, and with Freeze opening up with a good shot there on Exist, and the rest trying to push into a B-bomb site with 2 people defending, including Magic Boy here with 1 headshot going for Forrest. Gonna land it on Freiburg as well. Finally goes down, but it might have been too late here. Get Right and Alu are left, and Freeze even jumping to spot him out. Is he gonna go back? He hits the shot on Alu, and is gonna land the end of the first half at 18 kills and only 4 deaths. That's impressive. That's
really impressive. That's not every day that we actually see Freeze hit shots so consistently and actually actively hunt for frags as well. Really look to take those fights. That's when, you know, a world-class operator's got his confidence up, is when he's willing to be taking those battles. He's not just trying to hold the angle and play it safe.
If you look at like the careers of someone like Modi and Freeze, it's clear that they have the potential, but they seem to be like, when 1.6 ended and the gap between 1.6 and Global Offensive there, where like a bunch of people obviously left, especially from the Danish scene, a bunch of people never sort of really got into Global Offensive.
Well, what is it? The manager right now, Sonic?
Sonic is one of them. Super cool guy, by the way. He's from Dignitas. Yeah. But like Ave and just like a bunch of other people that used to be around that could still do. I think Minette's trying to playing a little bit again here. We've got Colon somewhere, I think, just joined the roster. Like, there's a bunch of people out there. Anyway, a bunch, I think of like the Danish talent in the scene back then. They they decided it's either going to have to be like some sort of esports thing, or I have to go and get like a regular job. And a bunch of them did that. And now that it's like a couple of years later, they don't really want to give it up. And I think both Freeze and Modi are in this world. I mean, Modi's obviously Swedish, but he does live in Denmark. So
yeah, and Freeze is still a carpenter, if I'm not mistaken.
Still a carpenter, right? I think it's like that full commitment. It just hasn't really happened. I always wonder if they got the chance, if they would. Someone should ask them.
I mean, imagine if you end up making a salary, like a full-time salary, you might be willing.
Yeah, I'm curious.
That's the issue with the CS community. There's it's a much more mature community in a way. People actually have responsibilities.
It's a great headshot from Exist to start off with, but now he's trapped in the corner, and Modi's going to take him out, running back into the middle against Alu here, and close range will do that. Alu's going to be gone now. It's Forrest and Freiburg. 2 versus 4, and they know where 1 is. They can just overpower him in the jungle here, and that's what they'll do. Modi with 1 more headshot, gonna hit the quad kill. Look at this pistol damage being output in the second half here. Just Modi almost single-handedly cleaning up NiP and making it 13-3 here. What a start.
Jesus, and NiP have yet to cross the double-digit mark on the frags. Holy hell, talk about a beatdown that they're taking right now. This is going to completely wreck their round difference as well, NiP. They're one of the few teams in the bottom half of the standings with a positive round difference. And yet, yeah, they're getting pummeled. The question now is whether SK can keep their cool and get the job done. That's another thing, the NiP magic might kick in. Oh, what was that?
I like the fact that the other people in the middle, Cadian, just now crouching instead, just like, I'm gonna keep my head low. Don't want anything like that going my way. Forrest here. Nice steal shot there, and did take a little bit, but Cadian has dropped in. It's now a double or 2 kills favoring NiP here.
This is what I'm talking about. This is where it starts getting scary. Exist going to take that risk. Instant reaction, though. Tries to play the angle, but he's not going to get the job done. Still, instant reaction from the man playing up in apartments. That was very quick. Magisk boy. Magisk boy all over it.
Oh, dear.
Waved his magic wand. Got 25 damage in. And so now we have to see. Anders.
I think Modi is calling that there's a light defense over here at A because he doesn't realize there's 2 people. You can see the bomb is making its way over, and with 30 seconds left, once they get that kill on Modi, things kind of spiral out of control. If he could have taken 1 and got some backup, then maybe it could have worked out, but now things are just looking a little bit tough here for SK.
Indeed. Follow up there, though. Magisk boy is still going to be able to turn this into a 1v4. But bomb is out in the middle of nowhere. He's got 10 seconds left. He's going to save his AK. And that's the correct play to make in this situation. He doesn't really have a chance. Magisk.
He even has like the...
Oh, God.
The Spooderman, Batman. Everything about this is a little bit...
The Bootman.
A little bit dim.
Well, I guess we can be pleased. Exist, he got it. He got the double digits off of a sick jump scout play.
Yeah, good job on him, really. 13-4, and moving into the 3rd round of the second half here, and NiP trying to see if they can continue to make this work. They are very far behind at the moment in SK. Gonna lose KD in at top mid. Nice aggressive push from Forrest, followed up with a grenade, but then Modi gonna refrag on Freiburg over there, and now the bomb is at least gonna go down here for the SK side.
Yeah, this is a fourth buy for them. So this isn't so much about ecoing, it's more about winning this round. They decide to change up the AK over to Modi. He gets caught a little bit, and Freeze is going to get nailed in the open. Modi will take Alu with him, but then quick, easy cleanup there for NiP. And this is what I was a little worried about going into the second half. Once NiP, they got onto that CT side, then it's going to come down to the aim, and then they'll start, perhaps having a little bit more confidence to take these fights. It really does seem like the Ninjas have been struggling for quite some time now on their T side, trying to get some kind of cohesive strategy going. CT side is a little bit more straightforward, where it's just like, you are the man, and you kind of just have to stand your ground and land the shots sometimes. And, well, NiP, they've got a lot of talent on the team to be able to do just that. Some of the best, I guess, best legendary aimers in the business.
Yeah, and I think they still are. I think people underestimate how much is probably still left in people like Forrest and Get, right? I think in terms of firepower, but yeah, the team chemistry is obviously lacking a fair bit these days.
But this is going to put SK on a pistol. At least they have that bomb plant, you're right. So, I mean, they'll get a little bit of bonus money. little bit more of an effective eco round here, and we should be expecting to see Freeze get onto that AWP in the next round. Forrest really taking his sweet time to find that kill, and he's not going to get it. Alu decides to rob him.
Yeah, but it might have been a good thing that he did, because someone was sneaking really close up at the wall there. At the end, it's Freiburg and Exist to shut it down. Alu with the triple kill, and that will give another round here to NiP. Where is that going to leave SK? AWP on Freeze, and see if he can actually get somewhere with it. He's not spotting the closest to middle possible, but see if he can still find an opening. Alu doesn't have one yet. The only thing here is that Freeze doesn't have any head armor, so 3 of these rifles here are going to be... I mean, the AKs are always going to be dangerous, but the other 3 now are also in one-shot potential, so he's got to be careful.
And the bomb is going up into A apartments with Freeze. Looks like he just wants to play it passive as well, but if he's all the way over on this extremity, it kind of makes you think that SK, they want to commit over to the A site fairly soon. They do have a presence in mid just to see if they can catch somebody off guard. Forrest is playing ladder room, so he might be able to drop down and get a little bit of an angle. The smoke goes down a block off connector. Great spray through, and get right, he will be able to take out Madi as well. Forrest steps in and removes Cadian, and Magius, boy, he wins the duel versus Forrest, only to get shot in the back by Alu.
And all the while, Freeze is up here in the apartments wondering why the hell nobody has actually shown themselves so you can get an easy frag on someone. He even sneaking all the way in here. Get right, still hiding down there, finally goes down. Freeze getting a little bit of action. Cillian solo on health, though. It might have to be more Freeze action right now. He spots Exist jumping up. Great shot here from the Danish Orper. And now it's Freiburg left. What a huge turnaround here. 40 seconds, and he's going to make the run. And we can time it, Semler. See if my drawing skills are up to par here.
There's a couple of
yeah, I mean,
stray squiggles there.
Oh, just get like a rough estimate, right? So, like, at worst, I think he's going to make it there with about, 10 seconds left. So it might have been even more than that.
What's happening, though? I think Cillian is, he got caught by Freiburg. That was over in jungle, so it looks like Cillian was trying to lay a bit of a trap there for the rotation. Freiburg still thinks that this is going to be happening over on the A site, though. Bomb is going to get planted, and he's instantly going to realize. Or maybe not so instantly.
Very slowly.
Now he realizes, crap, I don't hear the bomb.
Well, he's got a flashbang, but he doesn't have a smoke, so he can't easily block Freeze out here. And he has pretty much no idea where he is. Might be able to take a guess, though. Freeze going to peek out once. Not even challenging. Really good discipline here on Freeze. He knows he has to commit to it. Freiburg actually goes and checks once again, and now he can't really do anything. He's going to get shut down. Freiburg didn't even look like he was trying to respond at that point. He was just like, I have officially given up on this. If you're not even going to try and fight me, why are we even doing this?
Fight me like a man, you coward. He's like, no, I'm here to win. Alu at least has an off, though, this round. So there was a round that he actually managed to best Freeze in mid. So let's see if he can do that again. Doesn't look like the battle is going to be happening there, though. Smoke goes down a block off short. Fairly standard fare. And, well, that leaves, if I'm not mistaken, that was not Freeze. No, that's a Cillian out top mid.
All right, and NiP with a pretty strong setup over here towards the A bomb site where it looks like SK are going to try and go for it, but Alu and Exist here, they could both get smoked off in these positions from what's coming, which could leave Get Right alone. So I think Get Right has to get probably 2 kills here, unless they're going to fight for the smokes. But Alu helps him out. That's a big opening frag. The Cillian does get one in return, but let's see if Get Right can actually... Oh, they're going to fall back here.
Interesting choice of flash there by Get Right as well. Allows him to challenge at the same time as it goes out. Really clever stuff. Unfortunately for SK, though, they've lost another man. Forrest finds a pick in mid, so now it gets a little tricky here for SK Gaming. They do have all of the nades necessary, although Madi is a bit light. He's only got the Galil. They do have a nade for CT, so it means that they would have to challenge mid, or challenge, rather, jungle area, and Alu is waiting around there with the AWP, and the smoke gets missed. Oh, no, that's a catastrophe. Now SK, they really just kind of have to go in here and cross their fingers and hope.
Yeah, Get Right. Going to be getting a kill as well. Magic Boy alone in a 1 versus 4, hiding in that smoke, which is very comfortable right now, but in just a half a second, that comfort's going to disappear, and he will have sandwiched himself into this corner, which there is no escape but death. Get Right's going to take him out. That grenade? How does it work? How does it maintain momentum?
How does it work?
What kind of physics is this valve?
Are we going to see a show now, how's it made? Except that now it's going to be like, how does it work? And you're going to narrate it, Anders.
I mean, there's no way it can conserve momentum by just rolling around on the ground, you know. It's not even like round or anything. It's just like the friction. It doesn't work. It's not gonna work.
Imploding.
Yeah.
What is this? They leave the bomb alone in pit.
I've been triggered. Oh, Forrest, good work here with the SMG, turning around with a pistol. He wants more, and he's gonna get it. And the bomb, now it's not even just in the pit, they've delivered it right to Forrest.
And they actually decide to leave Forrest, or, yeah, leave Get Right alone. They're out hunting right now in NiP, seeing if they can't find the last man here. Maggie's Kaboy is just chilling, though. Gonna get spotted. What's up, Forrest?
Ooh.
But it's only the MP9, so actually stick with the Deagle. You got a better chance.
That was like a very decisive deal kill as well, and someone jumping, it's not so easy.
Pinned him to the wall like a Schmetterling.
Do you ever do that where you see like a default skin and you think, what skin is that? I haven't seen that. You know?
Oh, yeah.
Because everyone has the skin, obviously, except for Magic Boy, who's got like a regular Deagle, but it's like...
Well, you know, when I see the default AK, I always think it's a Cartel Anders, but... Hey, trolls.
I see what you did.
That's like the oldest joke in the book. Oh, nice default AK somewhere. Like, yeah.
Oh! Running headshot on Forrest. He's just not finding much luck these days, is he? He's been doing a little bit better for himself. In fact, he should have caught up with the rest of the team, but still, he got stopped pretty hard in that underpass.
Trying to force it for some reason. Against an eco as well, so... Unnecessary risk taken that basically gives SK Gaming a rifle to work with. Maggie's Boy as well has got Kevlar. So now there's actually a little bit of a threat over on SK Gaming's side for NiP. Wherever that rifle goes, it can do some damage. And there's only a single man holding hard on the B side as well. And it looks like, do SK want to go for some kind of fake play? They've got 3 guys going over here into A. But the bomb is still waiting over in B.
Could they be trying to fake it? I mean, if they run 3 people in here, that might spark a rotation unless Get Right just puts a quick end to it. They still haven't really sold it, and they're going to give up the bomb here. Good shot there, but Aloe does go down. It doesn't really matter because Freiburg is still on this bomb site. As long as he stays alive, everything is going to be fine here. Flashbang's out to buy time as well. Magic Boy, last man left, tries to take the fight, goes down to Freiburg. And that is going to be another round here for NiP. They're bringing it back into this game right now. 9-14.
We're talking about the NiP magic. Freiburg broke out the wand, Anders. Gave it a wave in the air. Abraca banana. And now the comeback is real.
Yeah, whenever I do that, I get arrested. So.
I was setting it up. You went for it.
Charging top middle was Freiburg with his wand out. Not going to be happening. And in fact, they burned Aloe as well. That was a silly in there. That Molotov actually probably just prevent anyone from peeking there. But he couldn't actually make it back in. So 3 versus 5. And Forrest is now the only man on the B-bomb site. And this is the sort of thing that NiP really can't afford. But I can still understand why they want to do the top mid push, just to try and force SK into some sort of weird position. But this time it was maybe a bit too much.
Yeah, I'm really surprised at the decision to rotate off of the B site. Considering they had a man pushing in pit, nobody spotted it for SK. So NiP, it's a little bit harder for him now. Maggie's Boy is going to start off strong, taking out the one. Get Right holds his own, though, gets 2 kills, brings us a little bit closer in the end, but he will get caught. And so that now leaves it down to Exist in a 1v3. Incendiary goes off as well. He's going to try and get cheeky with one of his own, but it's just not going to be quite good enough. Angles are all here for SK Gaming to lock this down. He takes the first kill. He's still got 12 bullets in the mag, and now he needs to just, well, manage to make his way across that one bit of open ground, but Freeze isn't going to miss the shot. So match point for SK Gaming. And did they finally find a way, Anders, that, you know, Muggle science is superior?
Well, right now it's, what, 6 match points for NiP to bring it back into overtime. I feel like SK should be able to do this. There's a double up setup here on the NiP side, and they did win a pretty impressive, number of rounds here in the second half. Six of them total. So maybe they could win another 6 and make this work. But if the current pattern continues, things are not going to be looking too good here for NiP. That would mean they would end at 12-16. If then we'd have like a perfect pattern for the second half.
Kind of scary here, wondering what they're on about. Magus and Cadian taking quite a bit of damage there. Good angle held by Exist. He spots underpass. They were trying to close in, SK, but they went about it very slowly, and no real pressure applied onto a connector here. Freeze still waiting to see if Forrest is going to decide to peek on short. Shot goes out. No angle there. Asilian narrowly dodges a shot from Alu. That was a close call.
And Alu waiting there. Top of connector, hoping to spot someone up in apartments here, but 45 seconds left. He goes into the middle, and Freeze is going to end up taking him. Exist wants to refrag that kill, and going to take a little bit of time. If only Asilian was a bit closer. He's going to go for it now, but it's too late. Down drops the bomb, and now NiP, very good position here for them to win this round, especially with Cadian going down.
Yeah, just shutting them out, and look at that. Get Right is so convinced that somebody was still up in apartments. Madi hasn't given away his position yet. Exist is going to step out, though. That's into the waiting arms. Spots the man, puts some shots through. Still a 2-on-4, though, and they're on opposite sides of the map. But with 15 seconds left, that's just not enough time here for SK Gaming. Actually would like to see a little bit of a hunt initiated here from NiP. See if they can't catch some of these guys out. NiP, though, I don't think have the best money, but they could afford to lose one rifle at least. Trying to do a little bit more economic damage here to SK Gaming.
Yeah, maybe someone like Exist could I don't know, swap the op over someone else and try and see if they can find it. But either way, it's going to be 15-10 here, and we'll see if NiP can find another 5 rounds. I mean, economy for SK is not exactly great, and no bomb plant that round means it's still looking a bit tough for them.
YOLO Tech 9 buy, maybe? Yeah, Cillian's going to commit, and there it is. Double Tech 9, P250, and a couple of rifles. And SK Gaming, they're throwing chance to the wind, Anders. They're willing to go all the way out top. Are they just going to try and barrel through onto short through this smoke? I mean, nice nade there by Alu. The thought was the correct one, but the timing just didn't work out for him this time. And well, now Forrest, he's in position here. B apartments, deep flash, and he lands the flick. Madi is gone.
On a fairly good job there. Bomb's still not been seen by anyone on the CT side. We'll see if they're going to be able to spot it soon. I don't like the fact that they're both so much on the bomb side here on the NiP side. Forrest and Freiburg, yeah, I much prefer if they spread out a little bit more so they can't easily both get picked off here. Freeze coming out of underpass, going to take down Alu, but they did lose Asilian first, and Freeze now close to the middle here, open hand. It's going to get the kill on Exist, and it's going to bring it back to 3 versus 3 right now. It's still 50 seconds left, and they are bringing the bomb. See if they can actually bring it back out of the underpass and in towards the B bomb site.
A good choice of smoke to cut Forrest out of the picture. He's going to start rotating towards A, but that's not exactly the best call to make right now. It's going to leave Freiburg all by his lonesome as the smoke clears. Freeze is ready and waiting. Takes that initial shot. Freiburg spotted the bomb as well. Forrest will be able to get back here into kitchen and takes the fight. Wins it versus Freeze. So back into a 2-on-2 with 25 seconds left. The main man here is going to be Cadian. He's waiting to see if there's going to be some kind of counter rotation out, and then Get Right waiting in pit. This could go any which way now. Mady's boy, he's going to be able to make his way onto the site, but is Get Right in position to take this fight?
Well, he would have been there to castle the bomb, but he can't actually hit that shot. Now he reveals his position, and things got very bad here indeed. It looks like SK, if they can win this 2 versus 2, that's going to be it. They're going to win the map as well. Maggie's boy getting a little bit of shot to the face, and Forrest going to show up as well. Cadian taking the kill. The bomb is so far out in the open, and Get Right has no grenades. He has to go and fight here. Cadian actually taking the fight, which is a huge mistake. And NiP going to pick up the round. He could have very easily waited for that defuse sound.
Yeah, there was just a lot more time to play with. Either Get Right had to charge up and try and fight him, or he had to try and play the bomb defuse trick and see if he could draw Cadian out into the open. Such a shame that Cadian felt the pressure there and decided to take the fight. It was definitely a situation that could have been won by him. So, unfortunately for SK, they don't have the money to go for a forced follow-up. Although Magus does, he's got 4,500. The rest of them are floating around 3,000. So, they're going to go ahead and eat a round to the face, take a little bit of time, and then we'll get into the next round where they should be able to afford some rifles. And that'll, I mean, it really feels like Freeze right now is kind of the point man here. He's nearly dropping a 30 bomb. So, no surprise if they want to go for the double eco. Get this guy an op, because he just seems to be getting kills versus NiP so consistently right now.
Yeah, I am really impressed, but I think we've said this a couple of times in the past as well. We've actually seen really good performances
I guess they won in the end.
from Muddy and Freeze. Yeah, I guess so. I don't know what's happening here, if that was a random restart.
Wait, what's happening? No?
Maybe just the reset of the round?
Okay.
I think so. Well, Cadian's been picked off, and Forrest and Aloe cleaning up in the middle here. Bomb is down. Modi doing his best, but it's not going to work out. It will be NiP picking up the round, obviously playing rifles versus pistols here. Game just reset for a bit, and now we are back into it here. 13th round coming up off the second half, and we'll see if SK can bring it all the way back, or if we're going to end up in overtime.
Yeah, if it is going to go the distance here. I mean, there's the AWP for freeze. That's the key, basically the key weapon here on this map right now, I think, for SK. And then full AKs, full nades for everybody else. So they have everything they need here, SK, to get the job done. To tomb the ninjas and basically, well, kill any hopes of them attending the LAN. Alu, good flash. Not going to hit the shot, just off on the timing, and now shot goes through into the window. 2 players here for NiP, so it's a little bit tricky for him. And while Alu getting picked off to start is certainly not going to help things.
No, you did call it out. Freeze has been pretty good at killing NiP members right now, so that early start going to give the mid control to SK, and we'll have to see how NiP responds. So far, they're putting 2 men in either bomb site, which is a very weak defense if you think about it. 2 people to hold back against 5 coming at one site. Let's see if they can make this work. NiP near swift rotation, which is why it's a good job that Get Right's already in window. He's actually rotated out of the bomb site and Exist. Is he going to go and check? I think they might know NiP. They've got a sense of it here, but Forrest is going to go down. Freiberg to fall next now. It's down to Get Right and Exist, and Get Right going to be last man standing, and there it is. SK going to pick up the round and the game, and defeating NiP here on Mirage.
That's a great win for SK. I mean, they're sitting 2 wins, 15 losses, dead last in the group. But, you know, you can always strike out, right? You can always just do as much damage as you can to the other guys, to the guys who still have a chance of making that LAN. That pretty much ends it for NiP. They're going to be sitting on 10 losses now. Considering, you know, the top of the pack right now, they're still floating around 6 to 7.
Yeah.
3 for TSM and Fnatic. I mean, that's the hot spot. That's where you need to be right now.
Yeah, and of all the teams you could have lost to, did it have to be SK, bottom of the group and everything, you know? NiP, what are you doing? Seriously though, really good job on Modi and Freeze. I feel like, you know, it's that thing. I mean, I remember asking Threat the same question, you know, what if someone did show up with like a big bag of money and said, this is it, we're going to pay for you to go big on it. But the problem is, you know, what if you do it and then within the first year, it doesn't quite work out, and then you've given up your other career, and it's like, it's very weird, you know.
I've also heard talk of, I mean, maybe the money would make a difference for him, but I've also heard talk that, you know, there's quite a bit of friction on the team, which is also why some players have decided to leave the roster, is that, you know, there's a lot of bickering, right? And when conditions aren't perfect, and if there's bickering, then it isn't going to make it easier.
Maybe it's like, if we had money and we have 5 people who actually could, 4 or 5
could actually like commit maybe, or agree on a style that needs to be played for the team.
Maybe then it'd be worth it.
I mean, Freeze is also one of those older, not dogs, but you know, it's like maybe takes him a little bit longer to learn the new tricks. I don't know. Yeah.
I mean, that's especially true for 1.6 Orpas. They seem to have had like the roughest transition into global offensive, right? Markolov and whoever else is there.
Yeah, Markolov just literally dropped it. He was like, I don't want to touch this gun anymore.
So yeah, maybe there could be some truth in that. If you've missed any of the results here and just generally want to read about Counter-Strike and other esports too, go and visit the Score Esports and also download the application, iOS and Android there. Check it out, and you can keep up with a lot of stuff that's going on in CS and other things too. So definitely go check that out. Our next game coming up is going to be SK versus Envy, and we'll see if that's going to be a stomp. I would still predict that it would be, but I mean, SK showing some promise here, and I guess a lot of it comes down to the map as well. It's in about 9 minutes, so stick around, guys, and we'll be right back. Two kills happening, and 2 for Magic Boy, so pretty good job. I mean, this lineup, we keep talking about it, and they keep having very, very similar issues, which is the fact that they have like this core, which seems to be Asilian, Freeze, and Cadian, I guess, right? But then, like, Magic Boy and Modi is like in and out. Nobody knows what he wants or how he's doing. It's all very confusing.
We need to work on your oval drawing skills, Anders. Those are some pretty wonky ovals. Gonna say, yeah, okay.
It's the mouse, all right. It's
okay. So the mouse is what makes you drop potatoes.
Yeah,
I gotcha.
I can't help it. Well, over at this A-bomb site, SK trying to see if they can hold on here after picking up a bit of an upsetting ground, and Modi picking up 2 kills there. Freeze with a shot on Get Right, and there will be a triple kill for Modi, who takes no damage, and all with a UMP. That was a solid defense.
That was actually fairly good work. Force buy from NiP as well, so SK Gaming, they're going to be able to keep building that money. Modi, if he keeps getting kills like that with the UMP, he's already up at 7 grand. So money's going to start getting pretty interesting over on the SK Gaming side. I could see SK Gaming being able to give us a bit of an interesting show on this map right now. They don't have anything to lose in this league. They're dead last in the league.
All right, hello, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Here it's SK versus NiP, and the match got started very quickly. Players were impatient; they just wet the match live, and we're just getting into Freiburg headshotting Magic Boy. We're gonna call him that similar tonight, aren't we?
Is that who I think it is?
Yeah, Magic Boy. Right, so we're here playing the ESL ESEA Pro League, and good times have been had already. Hellraisers got beat up a fair bit by Envy, who are going to be playing later tonight against this very team that's probably going to be beat up by NiP, which is SK. They have two pretty hard matches tonight against two separate teams. So we'll see how they do. They're going to start off on Mirage, which is good. I feel like it's been such a long time since I've seen Mirage. It's just me. I feel like I don't see that map very much these days.
Yeah, there's like this whole event that happened last week, Anders, and we saw a lot of the last map that we were on Cobblestone. Haven't really seen too much of this map.
Yeah.
I'm kind of sad that NiP have changed up all of their icons as well.
Ooh. That was a big double hit with a deagle, though, and you're right, NiP have changed it out a little bit. Get right here, but Freeze and Muddy, and there's going to be a double for Muddy, picking it up here. Magisk.
Magisk.
Magisk boy. It sounds
boy.
Ridiculous.
I'm totally saying that now. You know what? It's like when I try to pronounce Kirby, you know, like Kirby or whatever. Everybody's like, you sound so pretentious, Semler. Why are you trying to pronounce his name that way? Yeah, get ready, boys. Magisk boy.
All right. Well, for a moment here, we're actually stuck in the smoke, which is a bug that happens every once in a while. Fairly rare, but it does still occur sometimes. And we're in the 5th round here with NiP, trying to see if they can get back in after losing the 2nd round. They won the pistol, but then it kind of spun a bit out of control. Asilian moving in here through jungle, picking up a bit of damage there and taking down Alu as well. Headshot on Forest. Good job here from Asilian, taking down 2. Freiburg and Exist. They're going to get the bomb plant, but how much more? Seems like they're in a bit of a hard spot right now.
Some would say they're in a bit of a pickle. And SK actually have all of the utility to make this retake pretty easy for themselves. They've got double incendiaries, couple of smokes, some flashes. They just need to avoid taking bullets to the face. So Freiburg opens up strong there, takes out Freeze. Still, 1v2 situation for him. He gets faced by both players, and Exist gives away his position fairly early on and falls to Magisk boy. So, very nice retake there in the end by SK Gaming. 2-15 is their scoreline so far in the group. NiP, though, they you know, odds are pretty slim now of them making the LAN. So they're sitting at a 9-9 record. They got 26 round difference, but it's still going to be a pretty long slog for them. They desperately need this one versus SK, and they basically need to have a clean sweep throughout the rest of the group. So right now, pretty standard fare so far. Magisk boy having Magic boy. Magisk. How did you say it again? Magisk?
I'm not going to say it again.
Magisk. How did you say it, Anders?
Son. Oh, what a shot from Freiburg. I mean, it doesn't really help them to win the round, but it looked beautiful.
Yeah, there was a guy on B who did really well. What was his name, Anders?
I'm going to get slowly cheated into doing it.
Well, slowly. I mean, you could just end the pain right now and say it.
I'm not going to... It's ridiculous.
Just say the word.
You can't... This is a new rule.
Anders, just say the word.
No, I'm not going to. If you're a Counter-Strike player out there, and you're... Don't mix, like, languages. If you want to be called, like, Magic Boy, then go all English or go all Danish. If you'd done that, I would have been like, all right.
But
can't change things up.
So what's his name? I mean, NiP will get the plants, so they have the bonus money. But SK Gaming get the round.
I'm going to be so tilted by that, I can't even focus on anything else.
Are you really good? Are you going to, like, start messaging Get Right? Like, buy an op and drop a decoy?
Yeah.
Buy Zeus every round?
Yeah, get the Zeus home. That was a great round. Good pickup there, 2 versus 2. NiP were in a bit of an awkward spot, but it kind of worked out anyway. Do you like pickles, Semler?
Pickles are good, man. Pickles
you like
with
pickles?
burgers. Yeah, man.
No, I can't
they always give
do
you
it.
that pickle wedge, you know? A little bit of the tart with the nice savory burger.
I usually go like no pickles, no onions, but like double cheese or something.
Yeah, you see, bro. Finding things in life. You know, the thing is, though, Anders, it's all about the journey, right? I haven't given up on you yet. We'll make it there.
We'll get the pickles in somehow.
Oh, yes.
There needs to be more burgers with like garlic involved. That's what I think.
Oh, boy. Cadian, you're in a bit of an awkward spot.
Well, they're all coming for him, and I think he actually, if he had kept firing, maybe could have got that kill on Freiburg coming in, or Forest, sorry, but not going to happen. Get right charging in, and they lose Maggie's boy, who was also in that bomb site. Modi and Freeze are left here. And